Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscription is and always will be absolutely free. So in this video, it's March. We're going to have a little walk around the garden. There has been a change in the weather. The overnight temperatures are much more mild. They're looking at about 8 degrees, although I don't know how long that will last. It certainly feels a bit more springy in the air. So mild is it that I've even taken off the majority of our winter protection, but always beware overnight temperatures moving forwards, because you can always get hit by late frost, which will damage all your tender new growth coming through. So without further ado, we were all very busy. Let's have a look around the garden and see what's been happening in this lovely March exotic garden walk around. Let's go. Well, to start with, the new camellias we bought only the other day, they have just started to come into flower, and what a surprise that actually looks like what it does in the picture. So that's not too much. You know, is that exactly the same? That is not exactly the same. Oh, there you go. You can never trust these people. And look at this, today is the day that we also have put out the cycad. I don't like this going anywhere near frost, but it's so mild at night. We've put this out, we've hardened it off, we've put a bit of protection on it during the sunniest part of the day where it has been sunny. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But I was getting ready for the spring. I want this to be used to full sun, and I want it in full sun, ready for the rest of the year, so it can power all the new growth that's on the inside. And I never took the protection off for this. This is one of the hardy bananas we've got, and look, that's actually actual green growth, albeit damaged there when we had protection on it, but it's still alive, so that's a good thing. And you know, I'm looking forward to this doing a really good display. A lot of what we're doing in March is general hardening off. So we've got a couple of sort of like half hardy to hardy plants here that are just getting used to full sun, so they're in the shade for the moment. We've got a geranium madarens, which is the Madeiran geranium. Looking forward to that happening here. And then we've got a king protea here, Protea cynaroides. That's a great name. Again, just hardening off, nice thick leaves there. And look at this, got some actual leaf bud coming off this Actinidia maloides, and this should give a really good display this year. And as we just turn over, Lorna's been doing some shopping, and we bought a new egg chair. Of course it's grey because all the furniture in the garden and most of the pots are grey. But you're not interested in Lorna's colour choice for the furniture, you're interested in what plants are starting to move. So let's go to one of the main borders and have a look. Well, we've got some buds swelling on this vine, but that's not going to do too much more for probably another month or so. We've got the Xanthodecia here starting to put out its new growth. This got really cut back with the cold weather we had over the winter, and you see this could end up being one of my mistakes. But the reason it's a mistake is because I heard James Wong say, TV and radio personality James Wong, say that the Monstera deliciosa is a little bit hardy and give it a bit of protection and fairly mild winter temperatures, and it will be okay, which I'm not sure it is. But then he also did say that gardening is racist. James Wong, come on now. Now this here is the Fascicularia bicolor, the hardy bromeliad, which I've stuck in a little nest in the tree, and do you know what? It has really bulked up over the last couple of years. We haven't got any of that beautiful red kind of coloration from the central bits, but you know, maybe this year is the first year that will happen. But I'm really quite pleased about how that has come through. We've got sedums coming through now, although I do need to take out these green bits, and the bits that are reverted back to green keep the variegated. But look at that, that is slug damage on there, those holes. And over here we've got the agapanthus. Can't remember which agapanthus that is now, but that's showing quite strong growth now, so this should give a really good display later this year. Now this Aspidistra elitior has survived outside without any protection other than being under the canopy of this tree, and look at the quality of it. It looks really good. And we had -5, which probably repeat that temperature at least half a dozen more times, but that's done really well outside. In fact, we did a video recently on how hardy is the Aspidistra, because as you know, it's always been grown as an indoor plant, but it's so tough. You can grow it as an outdoor plant down here on the south coast of England and the milder regions of the UK. And if you just look over there, can I see it? Can I see it? Let's have a better look. See, we've got one of our hydrangeas coming into quite good leaf bud here, and this was a cutting that Lorna's mother made for us. We've had this in the ground for a couple of years now, and last year actually flowered. So this year I'm expecting a really good flowering display on this, even though it is still quite small. We got this Camellia Chinese lace coming into flower. We got the hyacinths coming to flower. We've even got this little cutting of a euphorbia that I took last year. That is coming to flower. And the roses are coming to leaf. And what have we got under the bag? Ah, well, you knew it was that all along. It's our lovely Agave Americana that we put in last year. Now we've got a bit of discoloration from the leaves. I'm not too worried about that. I won't even cut those up. I'll just let the plant absorb all the nutrition from that back into the leaf. And when these are dried up husks, I'll pull it off. Now you've got the tree peony in bud. I mean, we planted this up, so I'm not sure how good this is, because that looks like it's got a bit of discoloration on it. So I'm hoping that will still come out. If not, I know we messed about with it a bit, so maybe next year's the year that we'll get some really good effect from it. We've got this bush peony that's sprouting through. I mean, that looks fantastic. It's so nice that it looks like you could eat that, but I wouldn't bother trying that. We've got some fritillarias coming through. Just turn the camera. Fritillarias coming through. But if you notice, we have got, look, that over there as well, damage from slugs. Now, have I put any slug protection down? Well, yes, I have, because you need to at this time of year. As soon as the days and nights become warmer, especially if you had a little bit of rain, because the slugs love to come out when it's a little bit wet. And that means that all your plants are at risk, especially all the new growth, which at the moment is plenty coming through. But we use these slug pubs, so I filled the slug pubs up with some smelly bitter. Let's have a look and see if they've been effective. Well, here we go. We've got some tulips there with some slug damage on it. We've got some giant alliums here with a touch of slug damage on it. Got a slug pub right next to it, and has it worked? Has it flipping not? No. Well, that's a little bit disappointing, but you know, previous experience has taught me that give it time, because it does work. I've had such success with it. Maybe it's just the wrong type of beer that I've put in there, but there you go. What else is going on in the garden? Well, we've got the nerines coming into leaf over there. And we got nerines coming into leaf over here. They didn't flower last year, but we did move them, and I know they don't like to be moved because it does stop flowering, but hopefully this year they will come into flower. We've got this camellia, which we inherited with the garden when we came into it. Let's get rid of that old bit of flower there, don't want to see that. And look at that, that is doing really well. Really pleased that we had to give it a massive chop back when we first moved in, because the whole plant was completely in the shade and growing over the fence into the field beyond. But now it's an absolute stormer. Look at it, beautiful. Now I've had this Fuchsia boliviana under protection for the winter, and we've had advice on this saying that you don't need to protect it, it'll be absolutely fine. But look at this, you get all this bark damage at the base here. I'm not happy with that at all. So will it produce bud from the side? It's not warm enough to find out, or will it produce new growth from the base? We'll have to wait and see. I'm reluctant to touch this yet, but although this fuchsia hasn't done particularly well, at least on face value, this one has. And as you can see down here, you've got that new typical fuchsia growth at the base here. So this one survived. I expect this one to do a really good show again. This Formium has overwintered really well. We've got, well, at least one of the allium purple sensations coming up. That's really good. The Brunner is looking good, and there's no slug damage on that. There. And under here, as we've shown before, we've got the Mizella Lasiocarpa, still hard and green. Really pleased with that. So I'm expecting this to do a good show this year. Got some Crocosmias here, a little bit of life. what's that? No, I don't like that at all. That's a weed. But this is good. This is what I'm keen to see. Now this is one of the stars of the garden. This is our other hardy banana Musa Basdew, and you can see it's already trying to shoot out new growth, bigger leaves. This one's in the ground, so it tends to perform better, it tends to get bigger, prefers in the ground rather than in the pot, as is the first one that we showed you. But the thing I'm keen about this is the size of these pseudo cells. I mean, they are really thick, really hard, and I'm hoping that this year it's established and mature enough to produce its first set of blooms. But we won't find that out probably for at least another 2 or 3 months once the weather really starts to pick up. Now lastly and not leastly, we've got the what's that? That's the Tetrapanix papyrifera, and it's got its leaves, its new leaves coming out for the spring. So I'm pleased these survived. I'm pleased, look, that's even a bit further ahead, and such a fantastic plant, really wide leaves. Indeed, it is the second largest leaf plant that you can grow in this country, and if you've been keeping up with the news, it is now the biggest leaf plant you can grow in this country, because the first one, which was Garner manicata, is now illegal to plant here. We've got the fat-seeded polygon. This was a big mature specimen that we had to move a couple of summers ago. It didn't like it, it has struggled, but it is still alive and putting out new shoots. But arguably my favourite plant in the garden is under here, and this is the Enset ventricosum morelia, which has been overwintering, which I'm hoping will be coming out of its bag soon. It still seems pretty good in there, so hopefully this has survived and we can look forward to some fantastic foliage growth later on. And there you have it. That is what is going on and growing in our garden today in March. April is just around the corner, and with a bit of luck we'll start to see a little bit more flower, a little bit more happening, some more interest. Quite looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more plants out of the greenhouse and harden them off. Anyway, if you've got anything you'd like to add, then you are more than welcome to. Just put that in the comments section. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.